Hi guys! So I ran a poll on Twitter to see which video you would like to see on my channel next, and the one that definitely won outrightly was my non-fiction TBR. So I am here to grant your wish if you're one of the people that voted for that one. I have 9 books here to show you, although I know there's another non-fiction book coming in the post which I'm really excited to get to, but these are the books I have, so should really be getting on with. And without further ado, let's have a look at them. I've not included in this pile anything I specifically want to read for research for my PhD, but I do have 2 general interest ancient history books that I want to get to. And the one I particularly want to get to soon is Democracy, A Life by Paul Cartledge. Paul Cartledge is an ancient historian, and this book is all about the history of democracy. It starts at the beginning, the invention of democracy under the ancient Athenians, and follows its life and the many different forms it has taken throughout history until now. So, sounds super interesting, a bit of ancient history mixed in with the history of politics throughout time. Totally up my street, so really excited to get to this one. I then have one I've been meaning to get to for far too long, and that is The Mighty Dead, Why Homer Matters by Adam Nicholson. I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy this one for a while. It was quite popular amongst people I knew, but then my friend read it and just said it was fabulous, so I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna buy it. And now I need to really get to it, and it is about why the study of Homer's poems are still important, and just a general kind of examination of classics today. So hopefully this one's as good as everybody says it is. Next book is probably the non-fiction book that's been on my shelves the longest without having been read, which is appalling, so hear me now, I will get to this year, and that is the autobiography of Malcolm X. I'm sure you all know who Malcolm X is. He was a major figure in the civil rights movements in the United States, and this is his own autobiography written by himself and was finished only shortly before he was in fact assassinated. So really intrigued by this one. I need to get to it soon. The next one you will not be surprised, I am sure, to see on this list, as I recently read his other book, and that is Chavs by Owen Jones, The Demonisation of the Working Class. I feel like the subtitle just sums up what this book is about, but I recently read Owen Jones's The Establishment and I thought it was fantastic, and I'm now extra eager to get to his first book, in fact. I believe this looks at inequality in Britain, the way the media forces us to laugh at and look down on the working class, and refuse to be a part of the working class and strive to be away from that class as if it's not something you want to be a part of, which is atrocious. So I am really excited to read his book about that. I'm sure it's going to be very emotional and very powerful and very invigorating, so really want to get to this one soon. Amidst redoing all of these chunky non-fictions though, I'll need to slip in this little bad boy, which I recently got from my friend Nicola, which she was getting rid of, and it's Why I Write by George Orwell, and this is just a little essay in the Penguin Great Ideas series on writing, and everyone says this is amazing. I've never heard a bad thing about it, so need to get to it. I then have a book which I am super pumped to read because my mum is currently reading it, almost finished it, and has just said it's fantastic, so with that recommendation I'm all the more excited to get to it, and that is The New Odyssey by Patrick Kingsley, the story of Europe's refugee crisis. And I believe this follows a select few individual refugees fleeing their country for safety in the most recent years, published together with Faber and The Guardian, so presumably quite a good piece of full-length journalism, and a really important topic that we should never stop discussing because it's continuing to go on, and it's absolutely atrocious how we like to shield ourselves from this and just ignore it, like people's lives are not falling apart. The next 2 are a bit more feminist gender study reads, and I haven't included in this video the 4 non-fiction books we are reading in the last 4 months of the year for the Feminist Orchestra book club, because you know I'm going to get to those, so if you're not sure what they are, I'll link the reading list video down below so you can see what I'm talking about. But the other 2 that I really want to get to in between all of the other great feminist reading is Pimp, State, Sex, Money and the Future of Equality by Kat Banyard, and this is again pretty much what the subtitle says. It is all about hypersexualization in society and the inequality in the relationship between women who sell their bodies and the men who buy them, and the rampant abuse that exists in what people would consider the sex trade, presumably going to be very powerful and harrowing. I've read a few of Kat Banyard's articles and really like her and agree with what she says, so I'm looking forward to reading a whole book by her. But the next one I'm hoping has a bit of a comical edge because it is written by a comedian, and that is Sarah Pascoe's Animal, the autobiography of a female body. And this is kind of on a similar line. It's about the sexualisation of the female body, but kind of women in the media and how the media focuses on women's bodies more than women's minds, and the pressure that then feeds back into society. So hopefully really great. I saw Hannah Witten interview Sarah Pascoe on her channel, thought it was fantastic and made me really excited for this, so I'll link that interview if you're interested. But lastly, on a bit of a completely different turn, I have a non-fiction all about Arthur Conan Doyle by Don Richard Cox. I really like non-fiction related to Sherlock Holmes and Arthur Conan Doyle. It's right up my street. I've read quite a lot of Sherlock Holmes non-fiction, so this one I'm presuming is a bit more in-depth about the author of Sherlock Holmes himself, about his experience writing Sherlock Holmes, about his early career, and about all the other great stuff he wrote too. So hopefully going to be a really good one, and will probably feature in one of my up-and-coming Sherlock Holmes videos. If you've read any of these books though and have any thoughts, please do let me know. If you have any recommendations for other non-fiction you think I'd love based on these ones, also let me know. And if you too are excited to read any of these, please let me know. But until next time guys, happy reading, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye! Hi guys, so I'm here today to do a tag video, and that is the book adaptation wishlist tag.